most notable champions are available.
Yeah, I think I'd probably prefer the Tlier just because it's effective into the Xante, very good at shutting him down with all his dashes, very good in the Trist.
Whoa!
They opt the Aurelion Soul, so this is pretty heavily committing to scaling for the side of KT. They have a strong top jungle with the Jax Sejuani, and they really want to lean into power in that top jungle and then have scaling elements on the boss side of the map. But on the other side, the Seraphine locked in for Andal.
See how he's been doing on the new and improved version. Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 1.
It ends up being a lot of value, so you know, Lipa and Andal would just be looking to harass and keep proccing as much as possible and just getting free money. It was okay, you know, I got really ill, which wasn't so great.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, together, that was, yeah, we went to Mao's wedding. That was a fun, well, other than the getting ill, but
yeah.
Mao's wedding was really fun.
And the whole time in Indonesia was great. It wasn't until we got home that we were both dead. It was not great.
Chemtech Dragons has gone up.
Maybe it's going to go the way of the cloud, where people are just going to realize that it's amazing.
No, that's not happening.
A fair bit of value there. That is going to put them in the lead in gold as Deft making a visit towards the top side as well. Piercing Darkness on to Dudu. And Cuz clearing out some of this jungle that is going to be spotted immediately as Beryl does see exactly what's going on. Let's see whether Dudu can survive this one though, as Deft picks up the turret aggro. Not going to be able to tank it for too much longer and almost dies in fact. He is so incredibly tanky, but there is first blood going over to Casting and the juggling works out.
Yeah, really well done there by KT. That was a hard dive to pull off. I think Dudu played it about as well as he could.
The turret, but just isn't able to farm out too much. Farming Cinder now in hand. As the arrow going to fly on over. That is going to connect onto Deft, who does immediately cleanse it. Bulldog was in rocket jump range.
It's now a 4-minute cooldown, so yeah, even bigger.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, and I misread it.
Oh.
Everything was correct. Okay, there's Glacial Prison. Beautiful buffer there from Bulldog to get himself out of the way. That is quick on the trigger finger.
Oh, Cuz has just got his first item completed. It looks like they want to try and contest.
Yeah, he's just wandering over. You can see Beryl on a control ward. BDD now walks across a ward himself, and there is an arrow connecting. BDD going to head straight into the Nature's Grasp as now Casting looking for a wraparound, but the rest of KT, they're leaving the situation. The Encore goes completely wide though, and now Cuz is looking for the opportunity. That is a beautiful gobble though, as Beryl is going to be able to save his jungler, and now Casting trying to get in amongst it, then gets out of it. And we've got another singularity coming in. Beryl is going to be avoided, and now Cuz is burning down. Finally, someone dies. The health bars are so extraordinarily low, and finally, Bulldog, he will go down. Cuz out of life as well, but now the Dusante is marching his way forward. Deft, going to be very difficult to get out of this one, and there is the flash forward, and Kwandong Freaks will win the fight. Casting going to be able to grab a turret. And okay, Pyosha could be in trouble. There is the Nature's Grasp just to try and get him out of there, but he will be all right, and it does have Aftershock, and all of those buttons were thrown into it.
Yeah, layering the CC wasn't flawless there. You know, a little bit of overlap from Condor Freaks. Condor Freaks have tried to establish some control here. Pyosha is moving up. I still don't think your comp is really in a spot where you're firmly online, but they might try and contest this. Seems risky to me.
It certainly does. Well, they're still going to look for it, as there's the Glacial Prison. That was beautifully landed. Couldn't buffer that one. That is going to be at least the Herald secured here by the Kwandong Freaks as the Shadow dawns over Cuz. And Dudu even able to pick up the eye. That was very sneaky from the Kasante. Is going to be benefiting KT because they're the ones with time on their side. So see how it does go. Shelly pops down into the mid lane here as Dudu going to get into Shelly here. That's a little dangerous, but it is going to be able to take down the turret, and he obviously is a very tanky boy. Able to get out, even though the snare is pretty good there from Deft.
Yeah, it did force everyone from KT towards mid lane to try and defend.
All right. Another meat drop going to come down there, and Pyosha pretty happy to tank it as Dudu is extraordinarily tanky. Tongue Lash connects, and there is an instant cleanse from Lipa to get him out of the way. The arrow is going to come through, and Beryl can't cleanse that one, but still the lick is coming through. He's going to be denied there as it's a great ultimate from BDD, but now Dudu's in amongst it. There's the kidnap on him. Pyosha, not exactly optimal, but now Bulldog's looking for the resets, but BDD gets into the fog of war. It doesn't matter. Dudu is just too big. He's able to take down Beryl, and now Casting just trying to find something back, but he is dead as well, and KT are crumbling. And Kwandong Freaks will get that soul point they were looking for. The amount of damage that could be raining down in the meantime. Casting moving away from Bulldog, and with good reason. Squandong Freaks all move down 8 seconds until that Dragon is up and available, and Dudu possibly out of position here. Singularity to slow him down, but not in the optimal position, and he basically takes no damage at all. Casting now on a flank angle, but he's spotted here by Bulldog. There's the counter-strike. Arrow going to fly in amongst it as well, as Byoshik taking so much damage. Finally, the skies descend as the Dawning Shadow does a fair bit of work, but this is where the Seraphine can find her options as Beryl dives forward. Dudu looking for death. Good flash to get him out of the way, but Beryl is very dead. Just a catfish on the floor. And Quandong Freaks will say thank you very much for the Infernal Soul. So we've got tanks turning into real tanks as the game goes on. And now Beryl, Arrow is going to connect onto the Tahm-Kench. Deft in position, but there's not enough grey health for him to eat here as now BDD, he turns up, but he's just a little bit too late. So that is just a free Tahm-Kench over to the Quandong Freaks and a Baron up and available. 4 versus 5.
Oh man, this is so hard. Like the Infernal Soul on the side of Quandong Freaks, and they still have Maokai ult, they still have Seraphine ult, KT. They feel like they have to contest this, but Dudu on the flank as well. This is so hard to play.
Well, Byoshik gonna try and get in. He steals it! All right, well, he's going to be sacrificed. Deft also is well and truly out of position, so they lose 2. Beryl is still dead as well. So 3 dead on the side of KT as Quandong Freaks. They fail to get the Baron, but they get all the map control.
Armor pen, because the enemy front line is so tanky. You see the replay though, manages to get the help though, and I think the problem here was Quandong Freaks were so focused on the fight and kind of lost focus on the Baron, so a bit of a mistake there. And Quandong Freaks are ready.
Volleys flying through here now as well as BDD hit by a sapling is okay. They do manage to land the Glacial Prison onto Kuz. Teleport to come in though as the Kazante is coming back. Great Encore onto Beryl. He does have some grey health to eat, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to keep him alive. As now BDD just getting chunked out by Bulldog, who's getting the resets. He finds another one. He's just playing Mario on the Rift here as now casting welcome to the LCK. And unfortunately, the first one is going to be an L by the looks of things, as Bulldog going to be able to grab the ace. Here's Tristana looking absolutely incredible here in game number 1 of the summer season for the Quandong Freaks. And I think they're looking to end it here.
Yep, so well played from Quandong Freaks. The composition made sense. They got an advantage and they never gave KT an angle back into the game. The Elder didn't even get touched. They didn't let any opportunity for Byoshik to steal. And now they're getting their 1-0 in the series.
Quandong Freaks 1-0 up against KT. A little bit too much scaling on their side, but just great play.
Deliver again in game 2. And because the amount of damage he did, kind of absurd. You know, and how much of it is relevant damage, especially when there's a Sejuani with Warmogs and a Senna with Sustain? Well, who knows? But regardless, it was a clean game played out from Quandong Freaks. One little hiccup with the Baron, and other than that, you can see the gold graph pretty smooth.